This is all about communication, part of the early years project. In this video, we will really talk about fostering development and how we can work on communication skills at home, or if you are an early childhood educator, how you can working on communication skills in your classroom or your program. Fostering development is so crucial for babies and toddlers because, again, they're learning how to communicate their wants and needs. And the communication foundation is what we build further language skills on. How can we foster communication? Well, at any age, we can talk about your daily activities, talk about what you're doing, even if it's as simple as we're walking outside of the park today. It's sunny out. I can feel the sun on my skin. Like I can feel the warmth on my face from the sun. Talking about everything. And you may feel silly, especially with all of these. You're going to feel silly. But again, the child is learning all of these things. So kind of revert yourself back into being a child. Okay, like what did I hear growing up? This is all new to them. So the more ridiculous you feel, the better. Ask and answer questions. So again, you're at the park. You could say, "Oh, look over there. What is that family doing? Oh, what is that child doing? Oh, he's going down the slide." Even if your child can't respond yet, still modeling those things. Model clear and correct speech sounds. It's so easy to use what we call baby talk or imitate cute words and phrases that they say. So they may say, "Where my talk?" But try not to imitate them because they're learning from you. So if they're hearing you say, "Where my talk?" because you think it's cute, then they're going to continue to call a sock a talk. So making sure that you're using clear and correct speech sounds and taking turns during routines. This may look like eating goldfish as a snack. Okay, your turn for a goldfish. Now it's my turn. Yes, it's going to take a lot longer, but they're learning how to take turns. They're learning to be patient. They're learning to wait, which is a huge communication foundational skill that they're always going to use. From birth to 1 year, we want to encourage communication through those back and forth exchanges. Again, babbling back and forth. So if a child babbles, we're going to imitate them. The next thing that we can do from birth to 1 year is sing songs, sing nursery rhymes. There's a reason that these songs have been around for decades. You can also encourage the child to communicate through filling in the blank. So leaving the last word off and then kind of looking at them, allowing them to then start participating too. One big thing is learning through reading. And this is a little bit of an extreme example, but if you look at this or watch this woman, she's very animated as she's reading a book and she's so engaging with the child. And again, if you're putting yourself in this woman's shoes, you may feel ridiculous, but you're talking about the colors you're seeing. You're talking about objects that they may not see in real life. If you're talking about like jungle animals, a child is probably not have are not going to see a jungle animal in real life unless you go to the zoo. But like talking about the things, especially the things that they don't come into contact with every day.
A mouse, that's right. Early one morning, Ozzy woke up and his mother wasn't there. You guys sit down. Mommy, Mommy, where are you? Where could she be? Thank you so much. He ran outside. There you are. No, not Mommy. Only some silvery fountain grass. He ran to the big rock where they like to play. There you are. No, not Mommy. Only in. No, it looks like a snake. It's an earthworm. You guys were close when you said snake. He.
From 2 to 3 years, we can work on communication skills through describing objects. So this would be talking about sizes, so comparing sizes. This apple is big, but this one is bigger. Or talking about textures. This is smooth, this is bumpy. And using colors, really introducing them to colors. And then the next thing that we can work on is big, bigger, and biggest. We call those comparative terms. The next thing that we can do to work on communication development is practicing following directions. So, the simple game of Simon Says, or having them pretend to be a spy and sending them on secret missions around the house, giving them 1 to 2 to 3, increasing in complexity and what the child can handle, just completing one or more step directions. The next area that we can work on from 2 to 3 years is asking why questions. Ask your child why questions, but then also be ready to answer them. So, an example of this could be, why do we eat breakfast? Then give the child the opportunity to think about it and to respond. It may not be the correct response, but then you can look at them and be like, I love that idea. Yeah, well, we eat breakfast because it helps our bodies wake up and it helps our brains ready to learn every day. At any age, we want to work on joint attention, which joint attention we talked about in the first video of the communication series. But it's really so important that we're working on this skill because it's very foundational to every communication and language skill that we later develop.
As one of the first social skills to develop, joint attention helps children with learning and bonding with others. It's when two people intentionally pay attention to the same thing for the purpose of interacting with each other. Without it, teaching and learning are difficult because it's needed to follow instructions and requests. Joint attention is also important for communicating and developing social relationships. It's not about just doing the same activity together, but rather truly sharing it. Joint attention can be broken down into two behaviors: responding to others' bids for joint attention and seeking joint attention from others. Children demonstrate joint attention when they look at an object with one or more people and shift their attention between a toy and their social partner. Other ways children show joint attention include following the gaze or pointing of their social partner, drawing a social partner's attention to something, or sharing their feelings about the same activity. Let's take a look at a couple examples of good and poor joint attention. In this example, the child shows good joint attention with the adult and the activity at hand, blowing bubbles. The child is popping and catching the bubbles. He looks at the adult and nods when asked if he wants more bubbles. This next example shows what poor joint attention can look like. The child does not look at the adult, but pushes her hand to ask for more bubbles. All the attention is on the bubbles, as if the adult is just a tool to get more bubbles. Here are 6 ways you can help improve your child's joint attention. Go to what your child is doing and insert yourself into their game. Play along with your child the way they are playing. Choose motivating toys and activities to initiate play. Make it easier for your child to be face to face. Get closer to your child's level. Make your gestures and voice more noticeable. And lastly, have fun. If you are enjoying your child's company, you will draw in their attention more. If you have questions about how to help your child with joint attention, speak with your child's therapist.
So we will now watch another video talking about how we can foster communication development in children. This is really focusing on communication at different levels and different complexities.
We'll be talking about 3 ways to get your child to start speaking. And this is applicable for anyone who is speech and language delayed for your child, right? And we'll dig right into it. So first way is to create a very strong routine. And if you've been to speech therapy or any type of early intervention, you will realize that they use a lot of bubbles. And why? Because it's fun. Okay, so I've got some bubbles here. I want to show it to you. It's very hard for them to handle it. It's very heavy. They can't open it, so they must play it with me. All right. Sometimes I see when I use the small ones, especially when I was a junior therapist, I used it a lot. It spills. It's hard to manage when the child's trying to grab it and so on, and it's a mess. But this one, I give it to them. They're like, ugh, they can't even hold it, right? Okay, so what you need to do is to give them something for free first. Okay, whenever you're trying to communicate or make the child to start talking to you, you need to give them something for free. In this instance, it's bubbles. So what I would do usually is to open it first, blow a few bubbles to show it to them, right? Blow a few, let them pop it, let them have fun. And then later on when they know, oh, okay, so I'm here to pop some bubbles. It's fun, it's cool. This guy is blowing me bubbles. That's very nice, right? So then when he wants more, I am in the position to ask for more from him. Okay, so I would start off with getting him to start giving me this bubble thing back to me, right? I would give the whole thing to him, and then he will try to open, or she's gonna try to open. She cannot, and then I put my hand out as a helping hand, and he'll give it back to me, and then I will open it and I'll blow again, right? So I do this a few times. He quickly knows that he needs to give this to me. That's already communication, right? So that's what we're teaching. We're not teaching a child to speak per se. We're teaching a child to communicate. Slowly, we will upgrade the communication, right? So from just giving us the thing, we want him to start other gestures and so on. And this is the second way of getting your child to talk to you, all right? Getting your child to engage with you is step 1. The second way is to have baby steps to teach towards speech. And if you're new here to Agents of Speech, then this might be new, okay? We teach children to use a lot of signing, a lot of gestures, imitation of actions and so on to build towards speech. And then slowly, we want the child to start saying some word approximates. We don't even care if the word's right or wrong. Even if a child says, ah, like that, I will still say, yes, good boy. And I say, ah, and I will instantly blow some bubbles. So the whole thing looks like this, okay? I will show them this bubble, and then I'll give it to the child. The child will be like, I don't know. I can't open it. It's too heavy. Tries to give it back to me. I hold it. I wait here because there's already a routine of him knowing that he knows that I need to open it in order to blow, right? So I'll wait here and I'll say something or do an action or tell him to do something like, for instance, open. That's the one we use a lot here. Or maybe it's just or open, right? If he even makes a tiny squeak of noise like that, I will say, yes, open. I'll open it, pull it out again, and right before I blow, I will try one more thing. Okay, it might be blow, it might be or whatever. And usually children will pretend to blow like that, and then I will acknowledge and say, yes, nice, yes, blow, and I'll blow. Okay, so that are the 2 ways that we use together. Number 1, have a strong routine. You could be bubbles, it could be whatever your child likes. It might be using the swing, slide, anything that you can stop right before something happens, and then you can teach baby steps towards words. The 2 ways that I really like to use together. All right. Number 3 way is to keep modeling what you want to hear. Okay. So I see that a lot of parents will keep on asking and prompting the child to speak. Whilst that might work with typically developing children, right? The problem with it is that speech delayed or language delayed children, to be more exact, they do not have the prowess, the ability to talk, right? So if you keep on repeating something without helping them to do something easier, or giving more hints or making it more achievable for him, it's going to be frustrating, and they're just going to ignore you. Okay, so that's why you need to keep on modeling what kind of language you want to hear from them. And that doesn't mean that you speak in whole sentences or ask questions or so on or give commands. What you should do is to describe in like 1 or 2 words at the level that your child is operating at right now. Maybe your child isn't speaking. Therefore, the best way to give them the correct language input or modeling is 1 word. Okay. And if that 1 word is too difficult, just try sounds, right? Do some sound play. If you don't know what it is, sound play is just adding weird sounds and babbling to things that we're doing around the house or playing together. All right. So that's it. That's the 3 ways I want to share with you. And if you're interested, you should go to agentsofspeech.com/checklist to get a checklist of all the tools and toys that we recommend you when you're starting home therapy yourself. Okay. But that's the end of this video. I'll see you in the next one real soon. Bye-bye.
That concludes the last video talking about how to foster communication development.